This is TomoNews for Friday, August 26th.
Dad posts pics of young daughter eating stag heart upon first kill. Proud New Zealand dad Johny has taken his little girl Chloe along with him on hunts since she was only 8 months old. Now 8 years old, Chloe's old enough to start making her own kills, and she finally has. Earlier this month, Johny and Chloe were out for a hunt at a friend's farm when they spotted a stag. From about 40 meters away, Chloe grabbed her dad's rifle and aimed it at the stag, using her dad's shoulder as a leaning rest. It was a tricky downhill shot, but Chloe hit the deer right on target. After they made sure their kill was dead, they opened him up and cut out his heart. Doing what Johny claims is tradition after a first kill, Chloe then bit into the warm, quivering heart. Sharing his pride with the world, Johny sent in their hunting photos to the New Zealand Women Hunters Club on Facebook. Despite an initial 20,000 shares, the post has since been removed, after many online started taking shots of their own at little Chloe. This user called the 8-year-old a psychopath, while these ones called her evil and messed up in the head. Others took aim at her dad, but some did come to their defense. Like this user, who argues that feeding the low-grade meat at McDonald's to your children is far worse than taking a bite out of a fresh deer heart. Responding to all the online hate, Chloe's dad Johny remarked, "Lions do not care for the opinions of sheep."
Flying bum takes a bum steer. The world's largest aircraft was damaged after it crash-landed during a test flight yesterday. The Airlander 10 was on its second test flight when it nosedived in Bedfordshire, England. British manufacturer's Hybrid Air Vehicles denied reports the airship hit a telegraph pole. Potential future uses for the airship could see it carry sightseers, surveillance equipment, or special cargo. The airship is 302 feet long, 143 feet wide, and 83 feet high. It weighs 44,100 pounds. The envelope is filled with 1.34 million cubic feet of helium and gives the Airlander 10 a significantly lower carbon footprint than other forms of air transport. In comparison, the Hindenburg used 7.062 million cubic feet of hydrogen, which is much heavier than helium. Helium is also non-flammable. The shape of Airlander 10's envelope was designed to increase lift efficiency by 40%. Its structure creates a balance between economic flight, operational flexibility, range, and payload. The airship is equipped with 4 propellers, 2 at the back, 1 on the front left, and 1 on the front right. These propellers provide vectored thrusts from 4 V8 turbo diesel engines. Much like a helicopter, the Airlander can take off and land vertically without the need for a tarmac runway. The airship can stay airborne for up to 5 days at a time if manned, and more than 2 weeks unmanned. It has a 10-ton capacity, allowing it to carry roughly 48 passengers. Hybrid Air Vehicles hopes to be building 12 of these airships a year by 2018. No one was injured in the crash landing. The extent of the damage to the Airlander 10 was unknown. Looks like the flying bum is living up to its nickname. Woman dies after falling from ZIPLINE. Delaware cops are investigating an accident at a popular adventure park that saw a woman plummet 40 feet to her death. The unnamed 59-year-old was reportedly visiting the Go Ape adventure course in Lum Pond State Park on Wednesday afternoon. She was riding one of the zip lines. Zip lines, in general, take you from one platform to another at a very quick and rapid pace. On its website, Go Ape says it gives patrons a 30-minute safety lesson before they venture into the park. During this time, they teach visitors how to use the equipment, including pulleys and harnesses, as well as other safety gear. But after that, visitors are left to enjoy the park by themselves, though they say instructors patrol the parks regularly. Police are still investigating the circumstances of the woman's death, but said she fell 40 feet from zipline at the park. According to ABC Action News, paramedics performed CPR while traveling to a local hospital following the accident. But despite their best efforts, the woman was later pronounced dead.
Unsuspecting tourists swim with dolphins before COVE massacre. The annual dolphin slaughter in Taiji, Japan has gained international attention for its red waters and hundreds of bloody dolphin carcasses littering the infamous cove. During the hunt's off-season though, there's no trace of the massacre. In a video released this past week, unsuspecting tourists are seen swimming with dolphins from the Taiji Whale Museum, in the exact same spot the dolphin slaughter takes place. These dolphins, many of whom are purchased for as much as $300,000 each following the drive hunt, are the lucky ones. The fate of the undesirable dolphins is well documented. According to the International Marine Mammal Project, last year 111 dolphins were taken as live captives for sale, while the death toll for the rest reached 652. Though that number is down from years past, the city of Taiji, which owns the Taiji Whale Museum, continues to support the hunt.
Mine's the red one, say British Olympians. Britain's triumphant athletes suffered baggage chaos on their return from the Olympics this week because some bright spark decided to issue the team with 900 identical red bags. Team GB won 67 medals in Rio, including 27 golds, to finish second in the medals table. But there will be no prizes for whoever thought it was a good idea to give all the athletes matching luggage. Several team members posted photos and video of the sorry scene at London's Heathrow Airport on Tuesday. Those caught up in the mess included silver medal-winning windsurfer Nick Dempsey, rowing gold medalist Alex Gregory, and a man with a fitting name for such a trying situation, bronze medal-winning sailor Luke Patience. Most of the athletes seemed to take the whole thing in good humor, and according to reports, all the British Olympians managed to find their bags. But they may have set an unwanted world record for time taken to get through an airport, because it took them about 4 hours to sort out the mess. Man reunited with dog who ran the Gobi Desert with him. In a story that could have ended in tragedy, it was nothing short of a miracle that an Australian marathoner managed to reunite with his dog in a city of over 3 million. Dion Leonard was running a marathon in the Gobi Desert last March when a little brown pup sidled up to him. For the entire 250-kilometer run across difficult terrain, the dog kept up with him and never left. Leonard called the pup Gobi and decided he would bring her home to Scotland with him. He had to leave China after the race and left Gobi with a friend while he began the long and expensive process of taking his beloved dog home. But while waiting to be transferred to Beijing for the quarantine process, Gobi suddenly went missing. Leonard flew in from Edinburgh and tirelessly looked for his precious brown pup, but after numerous close calls and several disappointments, she had yet to turn up. With hope and time running out, Leonard was already preparing himself for a heartbreaking loss when a phone call came in. A man who'd seen the posters of Gobi said he and his son found a dog with her exact description at a local park. Leonard wasn't too hopeful, but when he got to the man's house, a familiar brown dog ran out and began jumping on him. It was a blissful reunion. And this time around, Leonard's making sure he won't lose her again. Earth-like planet discovered orbiting our closest star. Scientists have discovered a planet orbiting the star closest to our own sun. If that's not remarkable enough, the planet lies in the star's so-called Goldilocks zone, meaning it's possible the planet's surface supports liquid water and perhaps even life. The exoplanet Proxima b is believed to have a rocky surface and its minimum mass is 1.3 times that of Earth. It orbits the red dwarf star Proxima Centauri within its habitable zone at a distance less than 5% the distance between the Sun and Mercury. A full orbit, meaning a planetary year, takes about 11 days. Proxima b is tidally locked, meaning one half of the planet is always bright and the other is always dark. The temperature of the planet's surface could be around minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit. If it has an atmosphere, the temperature could reach as high as 86 degrees Fahrenheit on its light side, meaning it could be warm enough to hold liquid water. The planet cannot be viewed by current telescopes. However, scientists are hoping new telescopes to be built in the next decade will reveal some of its secrets.
Gunmen attack American university in Afghanistan. 12 people died and dozens more were injured when suspected militants stormed the American university in Kabul yesterday. The gunmen forced their way inside the walled compound by blasting a hole at the front gate with a car bomb. Students fled in terror as the militants fired on them indiscriminately. Some students barricaded themselves inside classrooms, but the militants attacked them with grenades from outside. Afghan special forces raided the campus and killed at least 2 of the attackers as they brought the siege to an end. Afghan police said at least 500 students were rescued during the terrifying attack. No group has claimed responsibility for the raid, which is the second time in a month the university or its staff have been targeted. An American teacher and an Australian teacher remain missing after they were kidnapped at gunpoint near the university on August 7th. MYLAN'S price hikes on EPIPEN and other drugs are outrageous. Say hello to Martin Shkreli 2.0. Pharmaceutical douche company MYLAN and CEO Heather I Have No Soul Bresh have been jacking up the prices on a slew of drugs they own. MYLAN has recently been receiving heat for pumping up the price of its life-saving EPIPEN injector, which counteracts allergic reactions, by 500% since 2008. Some customers now have to pay a ridiculous $600 for a package of 2 auto-injection pens. The Netherlands-based drug-pushing weasel has raised prices more than 20% on 24 products, and more than 100% on 7 products. CEO Heather I'm a Total Douchebag Bresh has seen her compensation shoot up nearly 700% from $2.4 million in 2007 to $18.9 million in 2015. During the same time, EPIPEN prices went from an average of $56.64 to $317.82, a 461% increase. MYLAN even had the gall to tack on a 542% increase for the drug ursodiol, a generic medication for gallstones. They also increased the price of dicyclomine, a medication for irritable bowel syndrome, by 400%. Shares of MYLAN have dropped more than 11% this week. Hopefully they can just drop off the face of the earth altogether.
Corbyn and Branson square off in UK train gate row. Footage ostensibly showing British Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn unable to get a seat on a Virgin train has kinda come back to bite him in the arse, after the company and Virgin Group founder Richard Branson disputed a video with the CCTV footage. The video featuring Corbyn sitting on the floor was recorded by filmmaker Yanez Mendez and used in a Guardian report by Charles B. Anthony. Now, Corbyn claims the train was completely ram-packed. Problem is, Virgin staff got him on CCTV, and Branson says he walked past empty, unreserved seats. Virgin released these CCTV images that they say show Corbyn passing several reserved and unreserved seats before he was filmed, then getting a seat 15 minutes afterwards. Corbyn said he wanted to sit with his wife and that they couldn't find 2 seats together, but were given seats 42 minutes into the journey. Despite Corbyn's explanation, many in the UK are now calling this video a political stunt, and thus the hashtag Traingate was born. Why oh why must we give everything the gate suffix? If what Virgin says is true, is it the case that Jez's pants might be on fire just a wee bit? If so, that apparent truth bomb could have shattered the echo chambers of Corbyn fans around the UK. But hold up, there's more footage from the train. Anthony released this footage on Twitter showing Corbyn walk through a packed carriage. The Guardian reporter also tweeted out photos of other passengers he said were sat on the floor. And Corbyn hit back at Branson saying he aims to renationalise train operators if he becomes elected. And hey, if hell freezes over and 2 of Britain's most finely whiskered gentry do square off, we're sure it would be an explosive spectacle. Whose side are you on? Old Beardies or Jez's? Fire off below and let us know.